Hey, what is up guys, I'm KBHD here, and today I want to talk for a little bit about the Nexus 6. Now I don't usually talk about devices before they come out, or I don't usually address the rumors about things, but this is one thing that's been in my inbox so much, it's been in my Twitter mentions so much. A lot of you guys have sent me rumors and articles about the potential that this device has, and it still hasn't come out yet, so I'm going to address it for a little bit, mostly because the other reviews that I'm working on are taking so much longer, mostly because I only have one hand to do it. So this is a video I can at least just talk about and get it off my chest before the next video. So the main thing that people are talking about when it comes to this Nexus 6, or whatever this next Nexus is called, is the size of it. And we'll talk more about the design in a second, but just the pure size, it's rumored to have a 5.9-inch display, which is huge. A lot of you guys already know that they have these Aqua code names, these C-based code names for the Nexuses before they come out, the hardware. This one's supposed to be Shamu, which is, of course, the name of a killer whale. Whales are big. This phone is supposed to be big. I've been messing around with the 5.5-inch display iPhone 6 Plus a lot recently for the review that I'm doing, and people say a lot all the time, this is a huge phone, way too big for most people to hold in one hand and operate it comfortably. But even at 5.5 inches, it's huge, and then you're expecting to go up to a 5.9-inch display for the Nexus 6. That just seems massive. But there are a couple things in the design department to take into consideration. Number one, iPhones have a home button at the bottom, and they have larger buttons. And number two, a Nexus can have not only smaller bezels, but they can move to on-screen buttons. Now, the other thing we keep hearing about the design is that it's supposed to be based off of the new 2014 Moto X. Which of course has very thin bezels on the front, has no home button, and for that reason might feel a little bit smaller than you would expect out of a 5.9-inch phone. Either way though, I'm not sure I would want it to be a 5.9-inch Nexus. We've traditionally, like I talked about in my wishlist video actually, which I'll link right below that like button, we've traditionally had a relatively conservative design, a relatively conservative price for the Nexus when it comes out. I feel like a 5.9-inch phone, and if they make it a Quad HD display at 2560 by 1440, all this stuff does not feel conservative at all. It feels like sort of a sidestep or a different direction that they're taking, but that's just me speculating. Nexuses have always been based off of some sort of previously existing device, so to base it off of this brand new Motorola phone makes sense. It is a new, pretty high-end phone. It's a top-tier device from Motorola, and it makes sense that they would work with Motorola to build a new version of this to be a Nexus. But why this? I don't know if it's the most inspiring design in the world. Maybe I'm not in love with it, but I feel like Google would really have to like a certain design in order to pick it to be the flagship for the next version of Android. And I don't know if this is what I would have picked. Either way though, whatever the hardware ends up looking like, it's going to have to showcase the newest version of Android software, Android L. Now I took a look at the developer preview when I did my Nexus 6 wish list again, and it's actually improved a lot since that developer preview's come out, and we've seen more and more hints and more upgrades within applications of this material design. The developer preview that I showed on my Nexus 5 is not nearly a complete version of the operating system, and a lot of the stuff inside of Android L that we didn't see changed in here will be changed in the next version. So a lot of the default Google apps and a lot of the things that we didn't see updated with material design will be updated in the final version of Android L. And that's really encouraging because we're starting to see those APKs float around, the new screenshots and the new designs, plus some other stuff that Google's put in the Play Store, the Google Play Newsstand application and Google Plus and YouTube, and a whole bunch of more apps are being updated with material design. And that's pretty sweet. But either way we look at it, it seems like this new phone and Android L are mere weeks or even days away from being announced and official sometime in October, soon, along with the rest of the flagships that come out along this time of the year. The only thing that's really changed since my initial predictions video is the display. I first thought it was going to be something between a 5.2-inch to a 5.5-inch display, 1080p. Now we're thinking it's going to be a much larger, somewhere around 5.9-inch, Quad HD display. So my question to you guys, since this is just a bit of a ramble video, is what do you guys think of a huge display in a Nexus? What do you think of a 5.5-inch display in an iPhone? All these other large flagship displays coming out. I'm pretty excited to see the phone either way, no matter how big it is, but I'm more excited to see, I'm more interested to see the design and the build materials and what it's made of and how they make that huge 5.9-inch whale-sized phone feel a little bit more comfortable in the hand and showcase the latest version of Android without being distractingly huge. I also want to point out that it's been 692 days since the Nexus 10 was first released, about 2 years. but who's counting? Anyway, that's it for my ramble. I'm gonna get back to working on my iPhone 6 reviews and a whole bunch of other videos that I thought I was going to be doing right now, even with that broken hand thing. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll catch you in the next one. Later. Peace.